Why doesn't meditation help? I'm going to say this to you, Steve. You are not here to get it all right. You are here to respond correctly. You are here to take in the information and then see the overall picture and then respond when your wave is through. So stop trying to have all the answers right now. You're physically not designed to do that. And if you find that you're getting frustrated or even angry, that's your not self. Go with your gut, they say. Honestly, I still struggle, even after a year of trying to work with my design, to really listen to my sacral. I don't know. I mean, is it a yes or a no because I want it to be, or is it genuine? What even is my wave? I'm supposed to ride my wave. What is this wave? What if I feel nothing? And after all this, why doesn't meditation help? You know, they say meditate for clarity. Well, what if that doesn't help me? I'm going to be brutally honest with myself because I need this as a reminder when I get lost in the fog again. And that can be pretty regularly. I'm not failing at living my design. I'm just not fully embodied in it yet. What that means is that I'm not living my design to its fullest yet. And that doesn't mean I failed. And nobody taught me how to recognize what's really mine versus what's the conditioning. So I'm doing that for myself right now. And if you're watching this, then you get to be a part of that. So my first question that I found myself asking is this my sacral or my mind? Am I saying because I really want something, or is it that real gut, that genuine thing that I know I'm supposed to be doing? I overthink it. My undefined ajna wants to be certain. It wants to know. But the sacral doesn't speak through logic. It doesn't respond in my head. It comes alive when I'm interacting with something that's real, with something that it just sets me on fire. I get lit up. And it's mechanical. It's immediate. It's visceral. You can tell when I'm really excited about something versus when I'm trying to do what I think I'm supposed to do. And I think deep down I can too. So if there's no stimulus, there's no response. If I try to think my way into an answer, that's not sacral. That's my mind trying to fake a yes. So now I ask myself, what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, or what I'm feeling in my outer world right now, what is it that is actually pulling something out of my gut and not my head? That's the question that I have to ask myself. If there's nothing there, then it's not something that I really need to respond to, I think. So the other part of my design is that I'm supposed to ride my wave. So generators, people who are generators, they get to feel that sacral hit and just go with it right away. I'm a manifesting generator, which is kind of a mix between a manifester and a generator, which means I get to observe stuff. The problem with being a manifesting generator, and it's not necessarily a problem, it's just, it is what it is that I have emotional authority and there's no truth in the now. It may be true, it might not. So I have to wait. My emotions tend to go up and down and neutral. The truth only emerges over time, and usually it's when I've cycled through the highs and lows and hit that neutral ground more than once. When I'm high, I gotta wait. When I'm low, I gotta wait. When I feel nothing, that's not wrong. That's actually a signal. That's neutral space. That's pause. It's not absence, it's calm. And when I don't resist it, that's when the clarity can actually show up for me. So that brings me to the next thing. Clarity makes me think about meditation. And it's frustrating for me because I want to meditate. I want to talk to spirit. I want to talk to the higher realms. I have that inner cognition so that I feel like I can do that. But often, especially if I'm stressing, meditation doesn't seem to help. So why is that? Well, it's because meditation isn't my path to clarity. not in the way that most people talk about it. It's a different type of meditation. Sitting in stillness does nothing for me. I have inner vision cognition, so I don't need to empty my mind to clear my thoughts. I need to feed it with inspiring visual input. So what that means for me is often riding my motorcycle, going on a hike, getting out in nature, having that clarity and that quiet. Ironically, on a motorcycle, you wouldn't think quiet, but having that quiet is actually meditative for me, and I can get some of my best inspiration from that because of the visual input. But also, eating correctly is very important. If I'm not eating correctly for my indirect determination, if I'm not in my mountains environment, which means seeing something from a higher perspective, whether that's physically being in a mountains environment or higher perspective, or just pulling myself out and thinking of things from the overall viewpoint, the meta viewpoint, instead of the breakdown of it, right? If I'm not doing that, then I'm not living my right variable system, my right variable rhythm, and that stillness isn't peace for me. If I try to find just stillness, that's not peace, it's just pressure. It's me trying to force myself to get an answer, and that's not the right idea at all. Meditation doesn't normally give me straight answers in that sense. Correct visual intake does. If I sit in silence, it doesn't bring me truth. But waiting in awareness in the right environment, that does. That brings me truth. So here's my experiment. This is my next steps. I'm going to try sacral listening as an experiment for the next 3 days. And if you're driven by your sacral, I encourage you to try it too. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to put myself in front of stimulus, not to scroll aimlessly or to find answers, but to interact with things that trigger inspiration and energy. I'm going to be actively open to those things. Now, for me, that might be going on socialmediatoday.com and reading about the latest trends with that, because I love marketing stuff. So sometimes I'll do it. Sometimes it's diving into idea threads on Reddit. Sometimes it's hanging out with my kids and my wife, right? That's really good for me personally. But whatever's sparking my creativity, my curiosity and excitement, that's what I'm going to be open to, and that's what I'm going to watch for. And then I'm going to watch my gut, not my thoughts, but my gut. So when I'm engaging with these things, do I lean in physically? Do I lean away? Do I contract? Do I feel energy or deflation? If I'm feeling deflation, then I know I need to kind of put myself away. So being consciously aware that these are the things I'm looking for, I expect that that's really going to help. So I'm not going to force it. I'm going to observe. And then I'm going to trust that when my body responds, it'll be clear. And if it's not, I'll wait. I'd like to say that I'm going to journal this, because I always get the advice that I need to journal things, but frankly, I'm not sacrally driven to do that. I want to do that, but I'm not sacrally driven to do that. That's a mental want, not a pull to do that. And that I do know, because anytime I've started something out of obligation of things that I could or should do, I never follow through all the way. So this is for me. It's not for anybody else. This is so I remember. I'm not broken. I'm just deconditioning. And I'm not here to get it all right. I'm going to say this to you, Steve. You are not here to get it all right. You are here to respond correctly. You are here to take in the information, and then see the overall picture, and then respond when your wave is through. So stop trying to have all the answers right now. You're physically not designed to do that. And if you find that you're getting frustrated or even angry, that's your not self. Also, Steve, good to know, your soul spidey sense is going off right now. It's tingling like crazy. Now, if you're not Steve and you're watching this and you want to know what the soul spidey sense is, drop me a comment and maybe I'll let you know. But regardless, thank you for watching this. Steve, I love you. You're a good man. You're doing it right. I believe in you. Let's keep working on this.